Hey guys, welcome to the new tutorial. Today we'll talk about the conventional deadlift. We'll start with the safety. Always use safety clips for your plates. Next thing we will talk about is the shoes. Obviously the best option is to go barefoot. That's the ultimate way to transfer energy from your body to the ground. Your next best option is to use the flat shoes, like same as the Reebok one, or the Converse. This is much better because of the wide toes. And you will see, like, obviously when we do the deadlift, we want to spread the ground with your toes, and you want to create that kind of a torque in your knees. So you want to reduce the amount of slipping happening between the shoes and your feet and the ground. That's why the best way is actually to go barefoot. You're gonna need some shin guards. If you actually do the proper deadlift in the proper form, you realize that the bar gonna hit your chin, and anytime you drop the bar as well, the bar gonna slide on your leg. So you're gonna need some shin protector. You can use some straps as well. So now if you're trading deadlift and you're targeting your grip, you're not gonna need the straps. But if you're not targeting your grip when you're training deadlift, you can use straps so you can actually lift more weights. This is the open type strap. This is the figure 8 one. Now the figure 8 is more easy to put on, but it has some kind of a downside. I don't know if you see some guys, usually they tip over with the bar because you're attached actually with the bar. So once you put it in and the bar is here, you're kind of a one unit with the bar. So if anything happens and you lose your balance, you're gonna fall with the bar. While this type, the open type, is it's much easier. So we're gonna show you exactly how you do it. So you see the loop coming from here. This goes on this hand. So this should come from outside of your hand, from here. Say this is the bar. This is coming from the outside of your hand. This goes under the bar, the strap. You loop it around, okay, like so. And then you crank on it. That's where it gets tight. And whatever happens, you let go, it falls down. And as well, you can use belts to increase your IAP, the internal abdominal pressure, or the deadlift suit. Now we'll go about the general form of the deadlift. There is no specific one correct form. It all depends on the person anatomy. So we all have different limb length. Some have long legs, short torso. Some have long torso, short legs. So the form will be different between every person. For example, the guy with the long legs and short torso, you're gonna see his hips way high. On the opposite, the guy with the long torso and short legs, you're gonna see his hips low, his shoulder more up. So there's no right or wrong in that lift, as long as you're maintaining the general rules, which we'll be following now. The foot stance is the same as you're taking a vertical jump. This is the power position, and this is where your foot should be. Now for the hand position, you want to go wider than your legs. You don't want your hands to ride over your quads. You want the minimum amount of friction between your hands and your legs while pulling the weights up. Okay, so you want to go on your side. So we have three ways for the grip on the bar. I like to go with the over grip, where you go with both straight hands. I like to go as far as I can with the weights. You have the mixed grip, which you have one hand supinated, one hand pronated. This will stop the bar from rolling out of the hands, but it comes at a risk of having a biceps tear. That's when everyone try to pull and they try to curl the bar. That's when happen and the load is very high, pop, you tear your biceps. So you have to make sure, if you're going mixed grip, always make sure your hands are straight. You have the hook grip type, where you wrap your thumb around and your fingers on top of the thumb. This is for Olympic lifting. It's very strong grip, where you go also over hands. Very also strong grip, but it hurts your finger. You have to get used to it. Now, if you're using straps for the deadlift, I see most of the time people, they use the straps for the deadlift, but they use with the mixed grip. So they go one hand like this with the strap and the other hand like that. There's no use out of that. If you're using straps, just go with the straight grip. It's much safer for your biceps. So the deadlift is a hip hinge movement, so you're gonna send your hips actually back, and while maintaining a natural curve for your lumbar spine. Do not round your lumbar spine. Do not lower your lower back here. We don't want to see it rounding like this. You're always gonna maintain that nice natural curve. Your upper back, if you can see, some people do round their upper back a little bit. It's fine if you're used to it and you're strong in that position. Now with your head, you want to tuck your shin in and maintain that position throughout the lift. So you're going to focus your eyes around 45 degrees in front of you and maintain that position with your head throughout the lift. Okay, with the deadlift, you want to get tight from top to bottom. So that's we said, where we tuck your chin in Now the upper back, to get tight with the upper back, you have to engage your lats. The way to do it is when you're holding the bar, you're gonna rotate your elbow. When you turn your elbow, you're gonna feel your lats gonna really get squeezed. That's when you get rigid from your upper back. Okay? Obviously, you're gonna squeeze your glutes, your legs, and you're gonna brace your core. What means bracing your core? It means you're gonna push your diaphragm down. Okay? So you're gonna inflate the air in your belly, but 360 degrees. You're not gonna, it's not only the rectus abdominis, okay? So you're gonna engage your transverse abdominis and the oblique. So imagine someone like punching you on the side, or you can even poke yourself. That's how you inflate on the side from here. So it's 360 degrees. That's how you protect your spine, and you can lift safely. Now with this lift, you wanna keep your shin as vertical as possible. The shortest distance from the bar to travel from point A to point B is a straight line. So you wanna keep that line clear. I don't want to keep my knees over the bar. I'll try to keep my shin as vertical as I can to clear the bar pathway. Now with this pull, you want to imagine you're pulling backward on the bar. It's not a vertical pull. You're going to pull backward. You are here and the weight is here. So if I pull forward or straight line, I'm going to tip over. You want to kind of pull backward, okay? The first setup is you want your shoulder over the bar, okay? So when you're standing here, the bar is here, your shoulder over the bar, and you start lifting backward. Now same as a squat, so before you do the lift, you have to torque your knees out. That's how you engage your glutes, and you maintain that position throughout the lift. We don't want to see any knees caving in. Always knees to the outside, you torque them, you get your glutes fired up, and you finish the lift. Now when you break the bar off the ground, when the bar leave your knees, you have to think about pushing your hips forward. That's how you finish the lift. So when the bar clear your knees, you want to think about pushing your hips forward and squeezing your glutes. That's how you finish the lift. Now I see people, they overextend. Do not overextend. Some people reach here and they overextend. There's no use out of that. The lift finish here. We will take a break with some shameless advertisement for my deadlift jack. If you're not using one, you're missing out. See how easy it is to just pick up the bar, change your weights, and put it back down. Now before the first pull, you have to make sure you remove the slack from your joint, or we call them stacked joints. So for example, this is a chain link. If you're not tight, it's loose. So before you start lifting weights, you have to really tighten up that chain links, and then you can start lifting. Or you can see the example from here, the links are separated, so you can click, 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 click all of them, and then start lifting. Same with stacking your joint between your legs and ankle on the ground. You need everything to be in place and rigid. And actually, when we say remove the slack, when you hold the bar and you start lifting, you're gonna hear the tick sound from the plates. That's when you hear the tick sound, and then you start lifting. Don't yank on the bar. You're only gonna hurt your connective tissues, tendons, and ligaments. Now we'll see some execution. So the first approach is the bar will be on top of my midfoot, okay? So from here, I'm gonna get my lats engaged. I'm gonna turn my elbows down, engage my lats. I'm gonna brace my core, inflate 360 degrees on the side, okay? Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs, send my hips back. Now tuck my chin as well, right? Grab the bar, outside my leg, get tight, remove the slack, and pull. Now you will notice when you go down with the lift, it will teach you the proper bar pathway, because you have to drag the bar on your leg all the way down. The way you go down, it's the same way you go up. So again, the bar on top of my midfoot, okay? Squeeze my elbow to squeeze the lats, tuck your head, inflate your, brace your core, squeeze your glutes, down, get tight, and lift. Now the deadlift obviously is a dead stop movement, so there is not much kinetic energy build up in your posterior chain. One way to overcome this is you see people, they rock before they lift the bar. Same as Eddie Hall and who does this as well? Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw. So what's happening is when you're set up here, I'll go with the same stance, bar over mid of my foot. I grab the bar, but this time I'm gonna have my hips a little bit up. What happens, I'm gonna rock down. I'm gonna try to build that kind of a stretch in my hamstrings. Once my chin touches the barbell, I start the lift. But that's when I get really tight. So from here, If you see, I'm gonna rock down. I'm gonna build some tension in my hamstrings. Once the bar touches my shin, I'm gonna start the lift. That's it for our tutorial. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. See you in the next one.